the last database instruction, we talked about creating tables and fields. Next, we're going to show our relationships. So after we've clicked out of the window of the actual database here, creating tables and fields, and we click OK, it takes us to the other tools of FileMaker, creating the actual panel of layouts of your database. So FileMaker automatically creates these tables once you automatically creates these layouts of tables that you've already created in the database. I don't really like this. It doesn't keep things organized, but we can actually take these and change them. So if you go to File, Manage, Layouts, it brings you this panel here, which is listing all layouts. What I like to do in the beginning after this is create some folders. I can label the first one Layout, actually Layouts. So you can double click to change the name, and then create another folder called Tables, and then create another folder called Reports, and then one more folder called Lists. So it's usually lists, layouts, lists, reports, and then tables are usually the last thing you deal with. This is the first table that FileMaker created that we deleted in the beginning of the video, and it doesn't automatically delete layouts of associated tables, so we're just going to delete this one. Yes, we want to delete. And then what we're going to do is take all of these tables that FileMaker automatically generated for us and then put them in the tables folder. I rename all of my starting layouts in the specific folder that they are in, starting in the beginning of the layout name. So I'm changing this to Table Schools. I'm changing the view to only Table View. I'm going to do this to students as well. View. And then classes. View. Deselect form view, list view. I'm just going to keep table view for now. And this, I did not take the S away from tables. I just said table students, which is great. And then what we need to do is figure out how we want to lay out our database for generating and inputting these records for every table. So basically, we need a table layout for adding new schools, adding new students, and adding new classes. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into the the layouts folder, and then we're going to click Create New. And we want to create schools first, so I'm going to go to the schools table, and I'm going to type lay for considering layout. So lay schools. I want this to be on the computer, and I want to create a new form. So we're going to click Finish here. So then once we go to, I'll show you these tables here, layout, table, schools. It shows a form view right now, but once we go to browse mode, it's actually going to show a table view. So as we start adding data to this database, it's going to start displaying the data in a table view like Excel spreadsheet. So this makes it nice and easy to view all data when you're trying to figure out and edit your database to figure out where IDs are and where they're related to. So we're going to go back to Lay Schools. We're going to edit this layout. And automatically, FileMaker has created the theme of all of these. So you can actually click into all of these and change the look and feel of your database. I personally like the first one, Vibrant. Let's go to Vibrant here. And then we're going to change the header. If you select these little tabs, you have header, you have body, and then you have footer. The header can be changed to whatever you like. I personally like navigation, and the body will have its same parts. You can change all of these. So I'm actually going to do the very first one. I like this one a little bit better. Navigation part. So we're on the schools layout. So I'm going to type here. This layout is going to mainly be for new schools. And then you can click the little A here for formatting bar. So text is selected, and now under your styles little tab here on the right hand side, you can change the look and feel of that text by just clicking into these defaulted styles that FileMaker has already made. So you have accent text, you have navigation, title text. I like title text 1, but let's change this to white. Good. Change this a little bit, and then we'll center that. So now we're creating new schools. So we're already designing the look and layout of this. So if we exit out of FileMaker, you can see that we can't input data, but we know that we're on this new schools layout. So then over here, we have all of our fields that we've added in the beginning. So then what we can do down here at the bottom, you can start dragging these fields onto the layout. And depending on what's selected down here will determine the placement of those fields. So every field that you drag, so right now I'm going to drag the school name. And right now it's already set the school name label of this field to the left of the field box. And that is because this field box down here is selected. Now, if I wanted the label to be above the field box, then I would select this little icon here and then drag and drop. And you can see how it's already laying that field label for that field above it instead of on the left side of it. Or you can do within it, or you can do no box. And then if you exit layout here, see how it gives it like a little shadow of what the field name is within the layout view. So it's like a placeholder text. If you wanted that same look of placeholder text and labeling, you select the field, go to the little, what's this called here? They're calling it the data field, the little data tab. You can add placeholder text here. So you can do school name. And you can see you get the same look and feel in a different layout, which is really cool. So let's delete all of this. I want to drag and drop all of these layouts at once. And I like doing the field label on top. Drag and drop. And I also like adding placeholder text to all of mine. So school name. Street address. So usually you don't name this address too, but you would give like hints of what this would be. So like apartment or unit number or PO box. That looks really nice. And then here we're going to type city. And then we're going to type state, country, and then zip code. Now, I did not pull my calculated field out here, but what I'm going to do is instead of pulling out the field box itself, I want to insert that as text. So on the very top dashboard here, you have insert, and then at the very bottom, you have merge field. So what this does is it doesn't add a text box, but it adds the layout for displaying field text. Instead of being able to click and edit this, it's just displaying what it would say. So I'm going to put this over here, and this is going to be called the full address. So I can display the full address here. I'm going to give this a little bit more room to display. And I want this on the right-hand side of the layout. The cool thing with this is that if you select this and then you go to the position tab, this is being positioned based off of the left side of the layout. Instead of being positioned on the left side, I want this to be positioned on the right side. So no matter how big or small my window is, it's always going to be pinned to the right side of the screen. And then the same thing with these layouts here. These are all pinned to the left-hand side of the screen. So it's cool. We've added all these fields. I like to add buttons of adding new records so that I don't have to use the built-in FileMaker buttons within this layout. So I would have to have this menu up here all the time if I wanted to add new records. I don't want that. I want to be able to add my own button. How would we go about doing that? Well, we go to this little button tab. If you click and hold, you actually get a pop over button as well, or you can just do a basic button. I'm going to do a basic button for this one. I'm just going to click and drag, and this is a functional button now. You can give it an icon. You can give it just a name, just an icon above a name above an icon to the left, or an icon to the right. Whatever you prefer. You can add like a little plus button and give it a little name here, and then create. Oh, I like it on the left actually. So we can label this new school. Oops, can't type today. And then what action do we want this to do? Right now, we're going to say do nothing. This is centered all the way to the left, but it's still pinned to the left. I want it pinned to the right. And I also like changing these colors. So if you click a button after you've already created it and you go to the Styles tab, FileMaker automatically gives you some cool little colors to play with. I always usually do blue. And then what we need to do is jump into, so I'm going to do Shift-Command-S. This brings up the script workspace manager, or you can go to scripts and then scripts workspace. I'm going to add a new script. The way I organize my scripts is in the same way as organizing our layouts. I create folders. So I create a folder for every layout. So I know, okay, I'm on this layout. I need to edit these scripts. I'll go to that folder. So I'm going to call this layout schools. And then within this folder, I'm going to have a new script. I'm going to rename this one new school. So now I know that if I had to edit this, button, I would go to that folder, layout schools, and then find the same script that's labeled similar to that button. Within this script, we're going to type in a command called new record/request. So basically, when we click this button, it's going to add a new record. And let's say when I click that button, I want to go automatically to the school's field. How do we go about doing that? I'm going to do Shift-Command-S to bring that window back. And then let's go to field. Which field do I want to go to? So after I'm done typing, I click the space bar to automatically bring up my options. Or you can click on the field and then click the little gear settings box. I want to go to field school name. I'm going to do Command S to save the script. When there's a little icon here saying that this has not been saved, Command S will get rid of that to know that this has been saved. And then I'm going to go back to that button. The action I want to do is perform a script. I'm going to go to that folder and select new school. I want my cursor to change when I hover over that button to let me know that it's clickable. And we're going to exit this layout and create our first new school. So you can see how the icon changes. The button hovers and changes its color and shade. I'm going to click this and I automatically jump to the school's name. I want to type my high school name in. Martin Luther King High School. And then the address doesn't really matter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, somewhere. There's no new number. Let's do Riverside, California, United States. And then 92508. Oops. So we just added a new school. Over here, the full address has taken the street name. It's taken the city. It's taken the state. And it's taken the zip code. One thing that we didn't edit is all the labels within every field. So we're going to go back to edit, double click in the school's name, add a little space there, add a space there, add a space there. Cool. So now we've added new schools. We still need to edit the layout we still need to add layouts for the students and the classes. So I'm going to edit this layout. I'm going to go here through the layouts drop down, click manage layouts. And then under the layouts tab, I'm going to add a new lay students. We need to make sure that we're under the students table. And then we're going to do a computer layout for a form view. And just so you know that we've created one school record. So if we go to the table schools, we can see in browse mode that we have data now being displayed like a table view. This layout's not very big for it to display all the way, but there we go. So you can see how if you needed to look at data real quick to figure out why something's not working later on when databases get more complex, it's very nice to just go to a table view just to see all the data all at once and pull what you need. So we're going to go to lay students. And then we're going to add I'm going to change this header to navigation. It makes it a little bit darker. I'm going to add a text box here. We're going to new students. Whoops. Let's actually select that and do title text 1 again. I don't like it being black. So the cool thing is that now that you know that we can select those, it automatically selected as black. Let's say I don't want it to be black no more every time I select that. You can see how this little icon over here is red. So if I drop down, I can click Save Changes to Current Style, Save as New Style. I want to save the changes to the current style. So every time I add text, it will always be white instead of black. The cool little thing right now in FIlemaker 18 is that they've added the ability to display a list of records of all students between a portal. That's what I'm going to do here. So I've just clicked and dragged a portal down from the toolbar. I want to display from the current table students. I want to use alternate row state, and I want to see which one is active. This one's going to give me a total of 19 rows here. And we're going to say OK on that one. And I want to display the first name and last name in this little list here. So I'm going to select that. And let's say we want to add the first name and last name on this layout. And then we want to create a new button. I'm going to do on the left hand side, add new student. We need to go create a little record here. I'm sorry, a new script. So let's change this little icon to blue. Shift Command S to bring our workspace up. We are no longer in the layout schools. So I'm going to create a new folder called Layout Students. I'm going to add a new a new script called New Student. What do I want to do? I want to do a new record. And then I want to go to field first name. Perfect. Perform script. What script do I want to perform? I want to add new student. Change the cursor to a hand once I'm hovering over. We're going to exit this layout. We're going to click new student. I'm going to add myself. I actually added a space after my name, which I don't want. You can see how my name's automatically listed over here on this little portal layout. And as I add new students, oops. You can see how they're listing here. And as I select them, my layout changes to that person, which is nice. So now we just need to do the layout for classes. So we're going to go to Edit Layout, go to Layouts, drop down, Manage Layouts, and then create a new layout classes. This is going to be computer based off of the classes table, form view, finish. I want to have classes displayed here. I also want to do another little list view like we did before, just to stay a little consistent. Class name. And then before I didn't really describe that. If you select this field within this, you can change it to be a default tab, so you have the layouts outlining it. And then over here, I want to change this to say placeholder class, and then description. We're going to change this to be a little bit darker with the navigation part. We're going to add some new text. This text is going to say new classes. We're going to change that to text 1. Oh, it didn't save the status on it. I'm guessing that it saves styles based off of the layout that you're on. The reason why it does that is because it thinks that we're on a different theme. So every layout has its own theme. But if we change the theme here, it's going to change it through the entire database. So I'm going to change this to white. And then within this, I'm going to save that style. But I also have to save it to the theme. So now, every time, that will stay white. So we have new classes. Let's create another button. Class. Shift Command S to bring my workspace up. We're going to create a new folder called Layout Classes. And then within this classes, we're going to add a new script called New Class. A new record. And we're going to go to Field Class Name. Command S to save that script. Double click this button, perform script, lay classes, new class, change the cursor on hand over, and I want to change this button layout to be blue. Exit the script. We're going to add a new class. You can see how I actually jumped to this field over here instead of this field. Class name. Whoops, not class name. I'm going to do math. Math. Add a new one called history. Science. FIlemaker. Maybe we can just name this programming. Program in FIlemaker. Math, history, science, programming. You can see how we've created 2 here. Let's go back to this one. English. Let's go back to this one. Let's do PE. Then we have all of our classes. We have 1 school so far, and then we have some students. In the next video, we're going to go over how we can relate all of this data together using the same data that's already in the database to add schools to classes and classes to schools and students to classes and so on. Thanks, guys.